Hey guys, what's up? It's Tim here, and a few weeks back I let you all know in the YouTube community tab that I was going to be making a Q&A video, and I asked you all to send in your Nintendo Switch related questions that you wanted me to answer. And man, you guys sent in a lot of really good questions, and I realized after the fact that I didn't put any parameters or rules around how many questions I said you guys should ask. So a lot of you guys sent in like lists of questions, all just from one user, and that's fine. And since I didn't specify, we're just gonna answer all of the questions. How about that? So let's just jump into it. So the first set of questions I'm gonna be answering come from the user Nintendo Hero. First question is, what's your favorite Switch game? Man, I know this is not original at all to say, but it's The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I mean, that game's been out for like 2 years, and I'm still finding new things in it whenever I return to play it, which is crazy. It's just a world that you can get lost in for days at a time, and it just has so much nostalgic value for me because I feel like it's also just a love letter that's kind of written to all of the Zelda games, and I absolutely adore it. All right, next question. What's your favorite Nintendo series? Again, not original, but man, the mainline series Super Mario games. And I'm not talking like Mario sports games or Mario Kart. I'm talking like all of the Super Mario games. So Super Mario Bros, like Super Mario Bros 2 and 3, and Super Mario World, and then getting into like all of the 3D games like Super Mario 64, Galaxy 1 and 2, Sunshine, Odyssey. Yeah, I mean, that's just basically my childhood, my teenage years, and my college years, and even my adult years now, pretty much just summed up are those games. And after that, the next question is fitting. What's your favorite Mario game? Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo, actually. I know it's a 2D game, and a lot of 3D games have come out since then, but yeah, the very first time I ever played that, being able to ride Yoshi, yeah, it just captured my heart. I love that game. Favorite Zelda game? So even though I said The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is my favorite Switch game, my favorite Zelda game of all time is actually... Ooh, okay, this is hard. I would have to say it's... Twilight Princess. And I know a lot of fans would be upset that it's not Ocarina or Wind Waker or Majora's Mask even, but yeah, I love Twilight Princess because it's so cinematic, and the story just captured me whenever I was like 13. It was the most amazing game I'd played in terms of the soundtrack and the cutscenes. It was epic. And the last question from Nintendo Hero is, are you going to do live streams? That's a really good question. So the reason why I don't do gaming live streams, it's not that it's something that, you know, I just don't want to do or something. It's that I just really don't have the equipment to do it. I really edit all of my videos on an iPad Pro. That's no joke. And it works really well. I can edit my videos even up to 4K, which I don't do, but a lot of people don't even realize the iPad has that capability. But yeah, I just don't have a streaming PC. And that's something that I was saving up for. And a lot of you guys know from my 1,000 subscriber video that I made that, you know, my wife and I are now expecting a baby. So now, instead of buying a streaming PC, all of my attention has gone towards saving up for the hospital bills for our child, and that's something that I don't regret at all, of course. But yeah, in the future, I would really like to get a streaming PC so that I can do that for you guys, because I think that that's a missing component on this channel for sure. And I appreciate you guys that have supported the channel and stuck with me even though I don't do any game streaming as is. But yeah, that's something that I want to come in the future for sure. Alright, so the next set of questions comes from Jesse Flowers. What have you been playing lately? Yeah, right now most of my time is spent playing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate online. Because I've played a lot of the classic mode and the story mode already, so I'm spending a lot of time getting better online. And then also Spider-Man on the PS4. I picked that up back in like October, and I've still been playing it because I still find a lot of enjoyment in just how much detail there is in the city of New York that they made in that game. Jesse also asks, what games coming out in the near future are you looking forward to and why? I'm gonna have to say Animal Crossing on the Switch because that game just relaxes me. That franchise relaxes me so much playing Animal Crossing games. I just feel like after a stressful day you can pop in Animal Crossing and start playing, and you just come out of it a better person and in a better mood. And I would also have to say Pokemon Sword and Shield. What they're doing with the art direction in that game looks really interesting, and I'm excited that it's kind of set in like a, you know, UK type of continent, it looks like. So I'm excited about that. Any popular games coming out that you're not interested in, and why? Ooh, okay. That's a good question. This is going to be kind of controversial, but I'd have to say Luigi's Mansion 3 on the Switch. It's not that I'm not necessarily looking forward to it, but I'm just not like super stoked about it. The reason why is because I'm a huge fan of the original on the GameCube. That's actually the very first console game I ever owned. I got a GameCube on Christmas morning, my first console, and had Luigi's Mansion with it. And I popped it in, and it just took me to a new world, and I loved the art style in that game. And with kind of what they've done on like the 3DS version, they kind of changed the art style, they changed the way the ghosts look, and we haven't seen a lot from this game, but yeah, from the like little trailer that they showed, it doesn't look like they have gone back to the way it used to be, and I'm a huge fan of the way it used to look and that feel that it used to have. And so because of that, I'm just not necessarily looking forward to it. But I'm sure a lot of you guys in the comment section are going to be like, but Tim, but I promise you, I'm going to play it. So not all hope is lost, but like as of right now, it's not just like on my top, 5 list or something. Okay, so the next question comes from Psy number 6, Nintendo Gamer. And they ask, Game Room Tour. Alright. I mean, there's a light, there's a Beatles poster, there's the couch with all the stuff behind it. If I turn this all the way around, here's this window. And then my wife and I play games in the living room, so yeah, LOL. There it is. So Psy number 6 also asked, what games are on your Switch? Okay, so I'm gonna list all of the games that I have on my Switch down below along with the affiliate links, so if there's any that I have that you don't have that you want to pick up, there's the Amazon links right there. It helps support the channel, no extra cost to you. I think a few that I have that a lot of people don't have is I have the Crash Insane trilogy. That's a really good game for classic gamers and gamers that have never played that in modern day that want to jump into like a really good franchise. That's awesome. Also, one that gets overlooked sometimes is Snipper Clips. That's an excellent game if you have a friend and you're wanting to just like kind of casually play together and solve puzzles together, Snipper Clips. The rest are pretty standard, like what you'd expect Nintendo games, and I'll put the list down again in the description below. So the next question comes from The Cringe Is Real. They ask, what do you plan for the future of your channel? Man, that's a really good question. That's a really thoughtful question. In the future, I would really like to see this channel just improve year by year. That's kind of a cop-out answer, but yeah, I'd like to get to the point, like I said earlier, where we're able to stream games. And I'd also like to get to the point where this channel is, I guess, large enough that we'd be able to have other, more well-known YouTubers come on and talk and give their perspectives on Nintendo stuff, like Nintendo Life. That would be awesome. I would love to have guys from that channel be able to talk with us because what they do is awesome. The next question comes from X Crawling in My Skin X. First question, do you think the Switch will manage to stay competitive against the PS5 and next Xbox when they come out? Man, that is a good question. I think that there's a lot to that question though, because it's assuming that 1, the Switch stays the same, and 2, it's assuming that the PS5 and the next Xbox are traditional consoles, because I think that there's a lot to be said for the fact that streaming boxes are becoming more and more popular. So there's a chance that the PS5 and the next Xbox might not even be like traditional disc-based consoles. They might literally just be boxes that require you to buy an online subscription or something like that, which basically just makes them like a Netflix service for games, and you just buy the box to download it. Or maybe even the next consoles aren't even consoles, they're just services that work with your current PS4 and Xbox Ones. I mean, those are all possibilities. But one thing is for sure is that whatever happens, the games are going to get more complicated and the graphics are probably going to get better. So yeah, I think that the Switch is going to have to improve, obviously, but it's going to be interesting to see. Nintendo has a couple different routes they could go. They could make a new Switch console that's just like updated, kind of like what the DSi was to the DS, or it could be basically what the Wii U was to the Wii, where it's a completely different console, but it shares a lot of backwards compatibility. We're yet to see you know, the Switch sales figures really slow down in any way significant. So there's nothing to suggest that Nintendo is just pining to make, you know, massive changes like immediately or something. I think that we're a little ways off from that. But yeah, like I think that's kind of what the future looks like, is, you know, Xbox and PlayStation kind of going in more like a streaming route, and Nintendo just sticking with the Switch and making like iterative updates to it. Second question, if there is a Switch model revision, would you buy it? What changes would you make to the Switch? Man, that's a good question, and last question led us well into this one. Yeah, I made a video a while back. I'll just like put the card right here. And basically I talk about what a new model Switch could look like. I definitely think that a new Switch will have better battery life, because I think that that's an issue where if you're playing like a heavy duty game like The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, your Switch will only last like 2.5, 3 hours or something like that. So they'll need to improve that. I think it'll have a better screen that goes up to 1080, hopefully, and it will have a better kickstand. This channel knows that for sure, because like that's like my biggest video on this channel, and how a lot of you guys found this channel is from the dang kickstand video. So yeah, I think it'll be that, and it's gonna be interesting to see if they change the size, because if they do that, they're gonna have to change the size of the Joy-Cons, and there's like already so many accessories out there. So that would be kind of crazy. But yeah, for sure, I think it'll be better battery life, better screen. Oh yeah, and better processor too. Better processor too, and better kickstand. So yeah. Next question, Bram Reisenberg. Why haven't you done a gaming stream yet? Yeah, just like I said earlier, I just don't have the equipment right now, and I'd like to one day. If you guys have any suggestions for streaming PCs or ways that I can stream the Switch to YouTube, let me know. I wish that the Switch had kind of similar software built in that the PS4 and Xbox One have, where you can just stream directly to YouTube from the console itself. That would solve so many of my problems. But yeah, right now I just don't have a streaming PC. I have a MacBook Pro. But yeah, it's probably just a little underpowered to be able to achieve what I would want to be able to achieve on this channel. The SwitchBit asks, what is your least favorite Switch game that you've bought? Ooh, okay, this is kind of like picking Girl Scout cookies or something, because there's not one that I would say that I bought that's just absolutely terrible or anything like that. But if I had to pick one that I would rank last, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. It's not a bad game, but the replay value, because you're only able to catch like the original, you know, 151 Pokemon, it just kind of takes away from the replay value. Also, going through menus in that game, I don't know if anybody else has noticed this or has had this problem, but it's just super annoying because you can't tie anything to just like a quick button press, to where like, say if I wanted to get to my bag really quick, I could just press a button and open the bag. No, you have to like open up your entire main bag and then like go in, and rather than saying bag, like say I wanted to get to like my Pokeballs really fast, you know, it takes like so many button presses to get there, and it's just like really frustrating. But yeah, like I like the game, but because of those reasons, it's just like probably one of my least replayed Switch games. Margaret Spencer asks, what about the Switch Kickstand? What about it? I don't know. I don't really know what you're asking, but yeah, it's still a problem. It's interesting that Nintendo hasn't updated the Switch Kickstand, and you know, even they don't have to come out necessarily with a new Switch console. It's like, just fix that one part on your assembly line process. But yeah, they've yet to update it, and this channel benefits immensely from it, because my Switch Kickstand video is sitting like at over 250,000 views, and people always comment and they're like, man, I'm so stupid for needing this, or like, hey man, what kind of idiot are you that you had to make a video about this? I'm like, have you tried to open it, man? It's hard. So yeah, it's pretty crazy they haven't updated it yet, but I've linked two kind of like solutions to that issue, two products you can buy on Amazon. There's affiliate links next to them. Check those out if you're still having issues and you like to play in tabletop mode. You need something a little more sturdy. So Werring or Werthering, you've commented a lot on all my stuff and you're an awesome subscriber, but I don't know how to pronounce it. But yeah, he asks, which game do you really want but haven't bought yet? I really want Mario Party on the Switch, honestly, because my sister has it, and she really enjoys it a lot. And my wife likes to play multiplayer games, but she's not a Mario Kart or Smash Bros. Person. So yeah, I really think Mario Party would be the one. I think that would be the one to change it all. What's your favorite game genre? Like fantasy adventure for sure. So like the Legend of Zelda series, something like Skyrim. I love platformers too, but I love platformers like Super Mario Galaxy and Odyssey that have like just this big fantasy adventure feel with like a big soundtrack and everything like that. That just gets my heart pumping. I love it. I mean, I still love like, you know, regular games like Call of Duty, Fortnite. Yeah, but like my favorite action-adventure fantasy games for sure. Favorite developer studio? Nintendo, pretty obviously. Ben Riley asks, are you planning on doing a review on Avengers Endgame, or are you done with movie reviews? I really do enjoy your movie reviews a lot. Man, thank you, Ben. That's awesome. Yeah, this channel is about a lot of things besides just Nintendo. I've kind of envisioned this channel to be kind of like a miniature IGN, where rather than being a big corporation, it's just hopefully one guy sitting there and covering all the nerdy things that you want to know about. But yeah, like in the shuffle, a lot of my Nintendo stuff has become the biggest, and I'm very, very, very thankful for that, but I'm a huge film fan as well. So yeah, I appreciate you asking. My Captain Marvel review just came out last week right here, and I'll be doing an Avengers Endgame review for sure. Thank you so much for asking, Ben. So Foxella the Fox asks, recommendations. I have Zelda, Mario Kart 8, Hyrule Warriors, and Smash Ultimate. Yeah, so I kind of mentioned this earlier. I would check out Snipper Clips. I would check out the Crash Insane Trilogy. You didn't list Pokemon Let's Go, and again, I kind of dogged on that earlier, but I still think it's worth checking out. Also, a lot of my subscribers love Splatoon 2, and they also really like Octopath Travelers. So if you kind of fit in with the demographics of my usual subscribers, I think you'd probably like them too. Last question from Ethan Heileman. Are you making a gaming channel? So I guess what you probably mean by this, I'm guessing, I could be wrong, is you're asking like, am I gonna make a channel that is strictly devoted to only gaming? Again, if I had the gear, that would be awesome. So yeah, maybe one day. I'm not gonna count that out, but right now, I'm really thankful for this channel, and I'm really thankful for all the subscribers that have come along to support. I totally don't deserve it. So that's it, guys. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought about any of my answers. Also, let me know, did you like this Q&A video? I'd like to do it more in the future. If so, all of the affiliate links are down below for anything I mentioned that you might want to pick up. If you're new to the channel and would like to become a subscriber and come along on the journey with us for weekly videos, you can subscribe by clicking my floating head right here. Also, unlock more content by subscribing to my Patreon. And lastly, you can check out more of my Nintendo Switch videos from the past right here. Thank you guys so much as always. You're amazing. Have a good one.